Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Hotlap track guide setup video. This time we're going to be tackling the Japan circuit. Really fun circuit to drive this year. So let's get into this one. Exit the chicane, you want to be in third gear and then short shift to fourth just to get the better traction down the hill. Really important to get a good exit out of there to start your lap. Into turn one then, we're going to start turning in just before the escape road here on the left. And we want to be just a nice smooth entry. Around out here, just before you get to the end of the apex curb on the inside, that's your braking zone. You don't want to do like heavy braking, but you also don't want to be like really lightly braking. Sort of like a medium brake pressure. Down into fifth gear, you keep braking all the way around and then off the brake. Let the car roll around this corner and then on the power as early as you can. Up to sixth gear and throw the car into the left completely flat out and then lift almost immediately and then down to fifth. I like to take all of this section in fifth gear, so I'm on throttle all the way around all of this section now, whereas before you couldn't really do that. You want to take the line of least resistance through here. It's kind of tricky to say exactly how to do that. But you will sort of want like medium apexes all the way around there, and then the final part, just sort of like a late-ish apex, just to get the run up the hill. Short shift in sixth gear on the exit, the final corner, and then we're flat all the way through here. Avoid taking too much of this curb because it will spit you off into the gravel, which is never fun, and it's quite easy to spin if you do that as well. Coming down to Lesmo 1. We're looking out for the 50-meter board here on the left-hand side, up into 7th gear, and we're just going to lift. No braking, just a slight lift. Watch out for track limits on the left-hand side. If you mount this curb too much, you'll end up in that wall, so you don't want to be all over this. Really busy section though, because as soon as you straightened up, you're looking just before the end of this curb on the left-hand side, and that's your braking point. We're going down into 4th gear. If you need it, 3rd for rotation, but I prefer to keep it in 4th. And then really get on the power early out of here. Japan's all about being able to get on that power as soon as possible, because you can just watch the tents fall away if not. Move the car over to the right-hand side, and just after the apex there on the right-hand side, as you start to straighten up, that's your braking point. There's a couple of different lines around here. I like to go to 3rd, which is the gear of preference for this corner, and I keep a tighter line, and then I get the car straightened up a bit earlier. Again, short shifting to 4th on the exit, but you can really attack the power out of that corner. Not too much, because you will end up having to retake the hairpin again almost, doing a 360 instead of just the 180 that you need to. All around this next part, it's just keep it all the way to the right hand side. And then you're looking out just for the 50-meter board, braking just after it, just after. Carry a lot of speed into this, into 5th gear, back on the power before you exit the corner. Use some of this, and then as you get to the exit curb, as you get to the end of this curb here on the right hand side, that's where you want to start braking then. Keep the car nice and tight. Here it is a tricky little corner to do this, but keep the car nice and tight in 5th gear for the best exit. Use all the road on the right hand side, and then again to keep it all the way to the left. As you come onto this Aramco sign, just ease it back over to the right hand side, prepare for 130R. 50-meter board, turn in completely flat out, and then keep it hugged to the inside. It seems to help with a few tenths. Not tenths, sorry, hundredths. A tricky little braking zone, this one. Probably one of the hardest ones on the circuit, because it's easy to have the car rotate on you under braking, which I guess in this game you kind of want, but I haven't mastered that bit yet. So I brake just before the 100-meter board this year, just so I don't have to brake as heavy into here, because every time I seem to brake where I want to brake, I rotate. So just before the 100-meter board, going down into 3rd gear, you really want to attack this though. So you want to take as much of the curb on the inside as you can get away with without letting the car drift over to the left hand side. So you've really got to attack this. And as much curb on the inside as you can, up to fourth now, and then full throttle all the way down the hill, keep it all the way to the right hand side, avoid the pit wall down the right hand side, pick up the DRS and across the line. That's been the Japan track guide. We'll get into a hot lap that I did a bit earlier on, and then we'll get into the setup, and I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below on your thoughts, if it's helped you, anything that you would change about like the setup or gearing or anything. Also, tomorrow is the 12-hour charity event on Assetto Corsa around Spa, so stay tuned for that. I'll be going live from either 7 in the morning for FP1 or probably more around 8 o'clock. And I'll be streaming the entire thing as well, so I'll have to pit at some point and reset the stream, but it'll be going live on YouTube for the duration. So if you want to watch that, watch out for me going live tomorrow. But other than that, let's get into the hot lap, let's get into the setup, and I hope you enjoy this one, guys. Okay, so let's get into the setup for Japan then. 38, 33 on the wings. You can run lower, but I prefer this configuration just because it helps with my driving style. So it's a slightly higher wing. I think before it was 33, 29, 28. I think it was that before, 34, 28. So you try around with that. But 38, 33 for me just suits my driving style a lot better. 50-50 on the transmission. Maximum rotation, you want to be getting on that power nice and early as well. So I don't think it's much of a surprise. You've got lots of change of direction as well, so it really helps with the change of direction to have it all the way on 50-50. Suspension, top two to the right, bottom two to the left on the geometry. And then suspension, quite a soft suspension again, so 28 on the front, 9 on the rear, 6 front anti-roll bar and 1 on the rear anti-roll bar. And then the ride height 36-38, a lot closer together on the ride height of this circuit because, as I said, a lot of the curbs you can bottom out quite easily and send the car straight into a barrier, which is not optimal. I wouldn't really recommend that, to be honest. So yeah, 36-38 on the ride height. Brake pressure 54%. 55% is quite nice as well, so have a little play around 54-55. I set my lap on 54, but I think I might prefer 55 overall as a nice balance. And in the race, you're going to be looking at either 55 or 56. 57 if you need it. It seems to be a recurring theme with the brake bar, so I think it's between 57 and 54 for pretty much every circuit. Tyre pressures, absolute minimum. Same in the race, same in qualifying, same everywhere. So no need to touch that one. Just keep them a minimum and job done. There's the setup. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you tomorrow for the 12-hour charity event, and then next Friday for the next track guide. Enjoy, guys. Have a good weekend.